Hey, we're back, and this is Ted Jordan, and we're going to look at questions number 9 and 10 for my book, CompTIA Linux Plus Certification Exam Guide, that you can get on Amazon. And I wrote this with Sandra Strohmeyer. Now, in question number 9, this is in chapter 1 of our book, you need to change the permissions of a file named project x.odt such that the file owner can edit the file. Users who are members of the group that owns this file can view and edit it, and users who are not owners and don't belong to the owning group cannot view or modify it. Which command will do this? And we're looking at the chmod command, which is used to change permissions on files. Now, the answer to this one would be A, and let's show how we get to this. Alright, let's show you how we got to the answer, and we'll bring up the pad here. We want to make sure that the owner can edit the file. Owner, which is called the user, we want them to be able to edit, so they should be able to read and write to the file. And then group can view and edit, so read the file and edit the file. So an edit permission would be write for the user, and then other would be cannot view or modify it. So other would have no read, no write, maybe execute permission. Our options here, just as a refresher, I'll change the color to blue here. Read is equal to 4. Write is equal to 2. Execute is equal to 1. So if we have read, write, and execute, that for example would be 4 plus 2 plus 1, or 7. And let's say if we had just read and write, that would be 4 plus 2, or 6. And you would do this for each parameter. So user could have read, write, and execute. Group could have read, write, and execute, and other. But we can see that the question said we just want write. We said the user should be able to write. The group can read and write, and other would have either no permissions, maybe the execute, doesn't really say in the question. Now if we start with the other permission, the other user cannot view or modify the file. So we want to look at the permissions where other, and if we take a look back at these permissions, we have 660, 640, 777, and 644. Let me put those down over here. So we currently have, and I'm just going to change the color over here. The other should not have read or write permission. And if we look at just the other permission, I'll put that in this orange color. So O for other, G for group, U for user, which is the same as the owner. This 7 here would mean that other would have read and write permission, so that's not going to be possible. Here this 4 would mean that other would have read-only permission. Again, other is not supposed to have read or write. If we go back to here, if it doesn't belong to the owning group or is not the owner, they should not be able to view or modify it. So if we narrow this down, that's going to give us just these two as possibilities now, A and B. The group should have read and write permission, and we said read and write permission was going to be 6 And so if we look at the group, we have here this one's set to 4. That one's not going to be valid because that's read only. So read write would be this one here. And here the user does have write permission, which is 2, and the user also has read permission. So even though this says 660, this is really our best answer. So the answer would be A for number 9. If we go and run this command, let's take a look at a file, and let's take a look at test.txt. And right now the permissions are 664, read write, read only. And let's change it, take away all the permissions. So now test.txt has no permissions, and we'll go back to A and let's set it to 660. And there we go. That's the permission. So the user has read write only, the group has read write only, and these last 3 dashes are for other, and other has no permission. We'll talk about this dot later on. That has to do with SE Linux, but we'll ignore that for now. Now let's take a look at number 10. Which usermod command options must be used to add user accounts as members of a secondary group? And we're going to choose 2. And for this one, we're going to look at the give you a chance to think about the answer. The answer here, you can pause this. Otherwise, the answer is option A, letter A, and option E, letter uppercase G. Let's take a look at the man page for usermod. So here, and it says right here, add the user to supplementary groups, use only with the upper G option. And let's see what the upper G does. A list of supplementary groups that the user is also a member of. And so I would add the user to secondary groups. So let's clear my screen and let's take a look at the users we have on here. And we have a user, student 1. And let's see what other group student 1 belongs to. Student 1 is a member of the student 1 group, the Docker group and research group. Let's take a look at the other groups that are available to us. All right, and let's say I want to make student 1 a member of the VBox SF group. And now when we do the tail, we'll see that now student 1 is a member of this group. And that's it for questions number 9 and 10. So I hope you enjoyed that. Follow us at YouTube at Jordan Team Learn or on Twitter at Jordan Team Learn. JORDANTAEAMLEARN. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that we can bring more content to you.